Welcome in one and all to this Division III matchup today between the visiting Carleton Knights and the hometown Concordia Chicago Cougars. As we are getting ready for some Division III men's soccer this afternoon, a little bit later than the scheduled 2 o'clock start time that was supposed to occur earlier on here today, as the women's soccer team of Concordia Chicago wrapped up with a 3-1 loss against the visiting Lake Forest Foresters. However, it's now time for the men's turn to take the field today, and talking about their starting lineup coming into this matchup so far today. After being victorious in their first game of the year on Wednesday against the Elmhurst Blue Jays, let's talk about their starters listed out there today by their fifth-year head coach and Michael Arango. Julian Yanez, Oscar Matahano, and Austin Matahano, the brother combination as well, a part of the starting lineup today with Ryan Kuhlman, Gio Velasquez, and Juan Valencia, Michael Frank, Grady McClellan, Michael Byron, Samuel Epperly, and Joseph Perez, with Perez being in net today for the hometown Cougars in their maroon and gold colors, the visiting Carleton Knights, and their all-white attire. Carleton will start off with the ball today, as the Knights will be playing the Cougars for their first time in school history. And we are off and running here on this Sunday matinee affair of soccer, as the Carleton Knights, after making their laborious 7-hour trip here to River Forest, Illinois earlier today, Carleton, a smaller private college in Mayfield, Minnesota, quick offensive attack early on from the Knights. Some aggressive play there from the midfielders of Chicago, as Oscar Matahano on the close side of the field will have the one knockout of play. We'll see a lot of aggressive play out of this Concordia Chicago bunch, as they won a exhilarating first game of the year in a 2-1 decision in overtime against the hometown Elmhurst Blue Jays back on Wednesday. Joel Diaz had a last-minute regulation goal to send the game in overtime before, of course, starter number 33 today, Samuel Epperly, the junior from Elgin, Illinois, the local product, had the game-winning goal against the Blue Jays, as the Cougars will look to enter this season and qualify for their third straight Northern Athletic Collegiate Conference tournament spot. Their preseason poll had them picked third in the conference to finish this year. As always, the men's soccer program, led by head coach Michael Arango, has been very strong for the last couple of years under his leadership. We'll look to try and combat this Carleton Knights team, who settled for a 1-1 draw against Whitworth College back on September the 1st. Both teams playing their first games this past Wednesday. As an early scoring opportunity for Carleton will be shoved out, as that would have been worth 3 points of playing a different variety of football, as that one splits the uprights and out of play. Getting a good look at the goalkeeper today in Joseph Perez, the Crystal Lake, Illinois native for the Cougars. Something that head coach Michael Arango decided to do and did the strategy last time and was victorious in doing so, and starting Perez in the second half of their victory against Elmhurst, starting Nicholas Pursuit. Might have a similar strategy today. Concordia Chicago in their last game, despite being outshot 17-9. That is something that they will try to really clean up today, playing their first game at home, a homecoming for both soccer programs in the men and women today here at Concordia Stadium. Cougars will look to try and dominate in their own end while also trying to get off to a quick first half start, as they went scoreless through the first 45 minutes of play back out on Wednesday against Elmhurst. Sky-high scissor kick stays in possession of Montejano. Far kick, far side, right out in front of the net. And that is headbutt out of play by one of the starting defensemen today for Carleton and sophomore Colin Kroll, the Wilton, Connecticut product. This Carleton roster made up of 37 different young men have been recruited from just about everywhere across the country. And if you want to go even farther out of the country, have some recruits from, of course, out of the country as well, as that headbutt nearly gave the Cougars their first tally of the game. As a quick offside is now called, and that will now be in possession of the Knights. But talking about their overall recruitment process, talking about someone like Tony Alton, who's from Nairobi, Kenya. So going all across the globe for their recruitment process for this Knights team that has not qualified for a tournament in their conference over the past 4 years. So trying to find some success here today, as the Cougars have done a good job early on putting some applied pressure in Carleton's zone. A scrum for the ball that's eventually booted out of play by the starting right back today, and Michael Byron. Can't miss Byron, 6'1", 175, the Park Ridge, Illinois native. Broken up well by Montejano, close side. Ball that was in the possession of Byron. Now it goes back to Perez, the goaltender, and once again rolled out. Cleared straight down the field. A excellent clear. That will stay in possession far side for the Knights. Carleton looking to find themselves back the other way, and that looks like that was last touched. Off the leading foot of Juan Valencia, the midfielder, junior, at 5'6", 145 from Chicago, Illinois, attended Von Steuben High School. Good overhead toss into the field of play. Staying in and swerving his way, knifing through the defense is Ryan Kuhlman. Gio Velasquez now in on the action for Concordia, as Carleton is able to skip that one out thanks to John Fernandez, the sophomore midfielder from Woodbury, Connecticut. Cougars slowly advancing the ball upstream. That'll be knocked out of play. Talking more about their victory against the Elmhurst Blue Jays back out on Wednesday. Joseph Perez saw a majority of the shots come his way out of these 7 that Elmhurst put up. He was able to save 5 of them and allowing 1 in the process, as a late tackle there from Fernandez of Carleton. Looks like it may result in a free kick for Concordia Chicago. That is exactly what will take place, as Byron finds his spot. Now acting as a field general, trying to get the formation set up properly for the Cougars. Velasquez with a scissor kick, followed by a headbutt that lands right into the hands of the starting goalkeeper today, and Alexei Thomas. Talked about the recruitment process from all over the world. Well, Thomas falls right into that suit. Thomas from Northwood, United Kingdom. A international player from Merchant Taylor School, the high school that he attended. in the UK. Soccer, of course, more than just about any other sport in the world, more international than you can find. Far left corner, squeaks out of play. That one is knocked out of play. Ball stays in possession of Carleton. Fernandez getting ready to inbound. Running start on the overhead toss. The Knights working backwards as they are trying to find their mark through the passing lanes. Fernandez dangling his way through, eventually broken up and cleared out by Concordia Chicago. First look at Charlie Hall, the senior from LaGrange, Illinois, for Carleton. Before this one is boomed right out of play. Michael Frank, the midfielder from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Nowhere for Hall really to go in that instance on the close side sideline. As that will be tripping on number 12 for Concordia Chicago and Gio Velasquez. And this will institute the first free kick for Carleton here in this first half. Trevor Jones, the junior from Urbandale, Iowa, will have just about as straight on of a shot as a free kick as you can get, a little past the 20-yard marker here at Concordia Stadium. Perez awaiting the oncoming kick, and he's able to knock it out close corner side. An athletic diving stop there from Joseph Perez. Perez, the junior from Crystal Lake, Illinois, and Crystal Lake Central. Concordia Chicago has, through most of their recruitment process, a lot of local products, local Illinois products, I should say, making up of this 2021 Cougars roster. As that corner kick opportunity goes for not for Carleton, and I believe that will switch possessions in favor of Concordia. Far side corner. As that was tangled up between Carleton and Concordia Chicago, that will now switch possessions in favor of the Knights. Cougars did a great job of getting that one out of there and now have numbers coming back the other way. Concordia Chicago trying desperately to make sure that one gets out of their end as Velasquez getting right in the middle of the action for the Cougars. Finally cleared out far side by Julian Yanez. Yanez, the freshman from Morden East High School, the local kid from Cicero, Illinois. Talking about this Carleton offensive attack, they certainly got plenty of shots up in their prior game against Whitworth. Able to get 12 shots on net. 12 shots and 3 shots on goal, I should say. However, this is a physical Carleton team, as they committed 12 fouls last time. And also in their first game, could also attribute that to it being the first game of the year. 4 offside penalties called as well, so the discipline of this Knights team certainly was not at its very best against Whitworth back on Wednesday. Overhead toss into play. Stays in favor of the Knights. This goes back to Colin Kroll. Kroll now moves it up to Owen Flanagan, substituted into the game. The shot on net is once again stopped by Perez. A corner volley right out in front of the net, and Perez is able to leap out and telegraph that from start to finish. Time to see if the Maroon and Gold can get on an offensive attack, as they have only been able to conjure up 1 shot so far here in the first half after about the first 15 minutes of gameplay has started. Talking about some of the forwards that you'll see in action today. Ryan Kuhlman, Gio Velasquez, Joel Diaz, Samuel Epperly. Some of the big names and big-time goal scorers that will be featured.
20-yard mark.
Possession now stays with Carleton as that one is taken away, and the Cougars have numbers. Shot on goals just over the goalpost. About as clean of an opportunity as you can have for Concordia Chicago. Ball rolled out of the net. The shot on goal there from Oscar Montejano. The Zion, Illinois native. Ball advanced quickly up the front left side. That appears to be the side on net that the Knights are looking to attack primarily this afternoon. Trying to get on the left wing and left side block. Left side backs, I should say, for this Cougars defense. However, Perez has been excellent so far. He'll now be asked to clear this one right back out, as he does. Touch pass over to the middle of the field to Charlie Hall. Hall tries to center and is quickly broken up by Byron. Montejano now working it around. Yanez. We'll watch that one sail out of play. Concordia Chicago would like to turn up the aggression as that pass slips through, and Perez is able to break that one out for Marco De Cuna. Joseph Perez certainly getting a hero salute early on here in this first half, as he has been just about everywhere around his goalie box here in the first half. Rough trip there over the middle of the field. That foul will be called on number 6 and Charlie Hall, the midfielder. The oldest player listed on this Carleton Knights roster today. Hall, a fifth-year player. And this will allow the Cougars to get a free kick in place. Oscar Montejano ready to let this one loose, as that one is just a touch over the head of a Cougar forward, so no opportunity there. Ball is cleared as the Knights are trying to keep this one in play, and they cannot. The Knights with 4 early shots on goal. As the Cougars are still looking for their first, they have 1 shot on net. So far, if you're looking by just those numbers, the Knights have predominantly had command here in the first half with nothing to show for it as of yet, as they have a lot of free space on the right side. Knoll tries centering it towards the middle of the field, and it is now a free-for-all. And unable to keep that one in front of him was DeCuna for the Knights, as that one once again gets steered out of play. Perez now trusting is starting right back today. Byron up over to Yanez. Working the middle of the field. Concordia Chicago working from left to right. Trying to advance the ball. That has been one of the biggest issues so far for the Cougars here in their first half. Just a little bit more than 20 minutes now played here in this first half today, trying to complete a succession of passes in the attacking end of their offense today. One thing about Joseph Perez in goalkeep today is that he is certainly not afraid to test the boundaries of leaving that goalie's box and covering as much ground as possible to try and help out his defense. A defense that certainly tallied quite a lot of minutes in their prior game back out on Wednesday, as Michael Frank and Michael Byron both had 94 minutes apiece. Julian Yanez played 86 of the 90 possible minutes in regulation. Did not play in overtime of that game. Trip far side, not called. A clean tackle from Concordia Chicago keeps the play alive. Kroll looking to dangle and tightrope his way out of action, finds Hall. Back and forth action close side. Concordia Chicago possession with Gio Velasquez to inbound. Concordia Chicago trying to get their formations aligned in a 4-4-2 set, a more traditional and modern offensive set with 2 forwards, 4 midfielders, and 4 defenders. A lot of open space to work with through the defense of Carleton if the Cougars can somehow keep the ball in their possession. They do for now. Just one is worked close side to Yanez. Yanez works his way around, trying to find the open man. He does. Frank over the middle as this one is now broken up by Carleton. Not too many substitutions used as of yet, as a poor inbound pass will now be given back to the Knights. Bob Carlson, the head coach for Carleton College in his 25th year, leading the men's night soccer program for Carleton. Looking for a career win, number 313. Coming into this game today. Corner kick now for Concordia Chicago. Just the second that they've had here in this first half. And it still stays in possession of the Cougars. Far side and broken up by the Knights defense. It's been very strong so far in this first half. As Jeremiah Lanzalo will bring it up for the Knights before finding the combination of Kroll and Hall on the close side. Finding the middle of the field over to Trevor Jones for Carleton, and now to the far side of the field by the sideline and cleared deep into the Cougars' territory. Ball advanced up. And that appears that'll be an offside called. On the clear there from Michael Byron. Byron, the second tallest player on this roster listed for Concordia Chicago, behind their other star goaltender and Nicholas Pursuit. Ball back in possession of Concordia Chicago. Foul will be called on the play. Now be a free kick issued. That is the fourth free kick of this first half for the Cougars, with now under 19 minutes to play. Joel Diaz looking to set this one up. Free kick towards the goal and is head-butted straight out, as this one will ricochet itself back to Diaz. I was right around the front part of the field before he knocks it out of play. The Cougars' schedule after this game will face Grinnell College here at Concordia Stadium before going out to Wheaton College, Benedictine University. Benedictine being the first piece of conference play that they will have. That not coming until September the 15th, a couple Wednesdays from now. Getting tuned up early on in this season schedule with some non-conference play today. As Hall tries centering that over the middle, pass is deflected by Diaz. Diaz now working the middle of the field, one of the stars from Wednesday's victory against Elmhurst. For those that did not see, the goal by Diaz was certainly a last-second push, as he literally, with all of his might, was able to somehow squeak a goal through with the final seconds trickling down in half number 2. And it was able to find his first goal of the year, the senior from Chicago, Illinois. A free kick now issued for the Knights. Kick will be straight away for Carleton here. This will be their best opportunity to try and put something on net. And once again, right through the uprights. So a golden opportunity on a free kick there goes for naught for Carleton, as both teams have had their fair share of opportunities here in this first half. Carleton certainly more than Concordia Chicago. Perez in net. Looking to send this one away. Volleyed straight up before being cleared out by Frank. Kroll unable to save that. Now in possession is Dominic Christensen. Christensen seeing his first couple minutes, the senior from Plainfield, Illinois. Excellent clear there by the midfielders from Carleton. Before Frank once again all over the action. Frank and Byron have certainly been busy down in the defensive end for the Cougars here in this first half. A headbutt on net that will not be counted, as that will be called offsides by the referee crew here in the first half today. Far side for the Cougars, advancing it. And finding its way out of play. Concordia Chicago doing a better job of moving the ball downstream compared to how they started off the game, with Carleton getting 4 shots on goal in the first 15 minutes of this half. Tide starting to turn, as a little too much action for Marco De Cuna of Carleton. Great stomp there from Kroll. Not advancing that lead pass to get through. And now the Knights will try to regroup with numbers and bring it up the close side. Hall trying to put the moves. Unable to do so, however, as Fabian Aranda, the senior from Warrenville, Illinois, and Wheaton Warrenville South High School. Aranda getting his first look at action here in this first half. Couple substitutions already made by each head coach here in this half. Ball still kept in possession of the Knights. Ball centered for the middle of the field and wasn't able to be capitalized upon by Justin Cromer. Cromer, a starting defenseman today, got himself up in the middle of the action. Has been featured more around the midfield area today for the Knights. 12 minutes left to go here in first half of action today. Outside of the first 15 minutes or so for Carleton, not too many opportunities have presented itself for Concordia Chicago up to this point. Had 2 free kicks on net earlier on in this half and were unable to produce a shot on net in either situation. Ball found over the middle. Kept in possession by De Cuna. Over the middle to Hall. Now finding Kroll. The Knights trying to set something up here as they bring as many numbers as they can. Only man back is Henry Crowling, who now finds the ball. past midfield. The longer this ends up staying in Concordia, Chicago's end, the worse the situation can develop for the Cougars. And right on cue, ball unfortunately is not cleared out of their own end, however. The threat dissolves for now. Carleton will once again try to reassess its attack. Crowling, now up to Hall. Hall over to Kroll, close side, and cannot connect on the pass there. Bolton breaking that one up, and that was a hard foul midfield on the trip from number 21 and Henry Crowling. And so the Cougars will have a free kick on the hard tackle there from Crowling. Getting the kick away will be Michael Byron. Byron with a lengthy kick downfield that will be managed to be broken up by number 21 and Crowling once again. Second corner kick here for the Cougars. A good one out in front of net. That manages to stay out in front of the net for the time being before being cleared out. As that one will be booted out by Elias de Santiago. The midfielder from Chicago, Illinois, Northside College Prep. Under 10 minutes to go here in half number one. Excellent job there by De Santiago. Diaz trying to control momentum, and he does. Ball found over the middle of the field. We'll now find Devin Madsen. Madsen, close side. And back over to Aranda. Cougars trying to set up their attack. Clean tackle there from the Knights. Now break up this attack for Concordia Chicago. Finding wide open space, nobody marked in the middle of the field. As a great lead pass. We'll find Kroll as that one gets immediately stuffed close side. As that'll be offsides inside of the box. Trying to receive that pass was Tani Alton. Otten listed at 6'1", 160. One of the lead forwards for this Knights group. Inbounding now close side will be Aranda, as a couple more substitutions will make their way onto the field. Entering back on will be Jones and Venetis for the Knights close side. Diaz with great speed, trying to lead his way up the field and is quickly broke up from Colin Kroll, who has been excellent so far here in the first half. Kroll, who has found himself in the midst of things as the starting left back today for the Knights, as well as been featured quite a lot on the left wing as he receives a pass there right on cue. Right around the 6-minute mark left here in the first half. Shot is blocked out in front. Knights trying to find another shot on net. They have not been able to post one since the 16-minute mark of this first half. Over 10 minutes have gone by since the last time Carleton was able to put a shot anywhere near the net. Cougars trying to clear. Diaz fighting with Ben Turner right around midfield. Jones down the far left sideline will knock that one out of play. 5 minutes to go. Still no score as of yet in the first half. However, it's been primarily dominated by the Knights early on in this first half. The Cougars defensemen most notably. Michael Byron and Michael Frank have both been put to the test. Here in this first half, Julian Yanez has certainly had himself a couple of great defensive possessions. And they'll be tested once again here as the Knights have a 4-on-3. Might get a shot on goal here as that one once again, for the third time in this first half, finds itself over the top crossbar. So shot number 7 of this first half. Only 4 have found its way on the net. The Cougars quickly trying to shift momentum before the end of this first half. Braswell once again will be asked to kick this one away instead. Finds his front right back. Fighting forward far side is Garrett Pointer. Before being sent back the other way. Centered over the middle of the field, far side. Out in front of the net and blocked out beautifully by the Cougars and back the other way. Diaz fighting with Turner. Turner now over to Kroll. Fighting close side, is able to advance it somehow. Christensen fighting with Turner, who now has open space. As the Cougars have done an excellent job of creating a wall here in this first half. As a hard trip to Joel Diaz will have him down right around midfield in front of the ref. A hard tackle there that will be called a foul on the late whistle. Diaz still remains down. Good to see Diaz back up, one of the main midfielders for this Cougars team, a huge part of their attack on both ends, specifically on offense. As he's already been able to put himself up 3 early shots so far this season. One of them, of course, finding the back of the net back on Wednesday. And a game that has not seen too many offensive chances for Concordia Chicago. Diaz will certainly try to be in the thick of things for the remainder of this half and, of course, the second half as well. Close side trying to work their way over midfield is Carleton. Broken up by the Cougars. Close side pass as the crowd is now starting to get into this one, centering it for Christensen, who was unable to find his footing and get a shot on net. Pass set up there from Garrett Pointer. One of the lead forwards for the Cougars was unable to sync up with Christensen on a pass down in front of the net, so a golden opportunity for the Cougs. Goes by the boards. And with just 1 minute left here in this first half, the Cougars will attempt to just keep it out of their end for the remainder of the half before starting things in half number 2, where certainly if you had to ask head coach Michael Arango, he would certainly love to see more offensive opportunities for this Concordia Chicago team, as there is one right here that is quickly broken up. Nobody in the neighborhood of that oncoming pass. Working the ball close side, the combination of Matson and Aranda will have that one swallowed up by Thomas and net. The Knights trying to put together one last attack are unable to do so. Aranda with a desperation kick towards the net that will be broken up, and that will conclude matters here in half number 1. The Cougars finished strong in the first half, however, no goals on either side to speak of. As talking about this first half for both sides, Carleton with 8 total shots in general, 4 on net. Concordia Chicago just 4 shots and 2 shots on net. We'll be back in just a few moments after the 15-minute intermission for the second half of today's game. Second half of action getting ready to begin as the visiting Carleton Knights and, of course, the hometown Concordia Chicago Cougars get ready to begin this second half today after a scoreless 45-minute first half. Of course, both teams flipping sides of the field here to start half number 2, and, of course, something that head coach Michael Arango has loved to do ever since his head coaching tenure began as the head soccer coach here at Concordia Chicago. And that is alternating his goalkeepers after each half, after a impressive first half from Joseph Perez after he had a couple of hot shots come towards him in net. Had a great first half, had to deal with 6 shots, 2 of them coming on net. However, the Knights certainly had quite a few chances. However, new goaltender and Nicholas Pursuit will start the second half. Interesting strategy by head coach and Michael Arango. However, it has worked so far this year, so if it's not broken, don't fix it. Cougars, who were outshot in that first half 6-2, did not record a shot on goal. Alexei Thomas, the goalkeeper in blue, as you just saw there on camera, still in net for the Knights. Pushed up close side for Tarek Boshadi. Boshadi tries getting a shot on net. He's unable to. The ball squeaks thrown right into the secure hands of Pursuit. Pursuit, who appeared and started in 7 matches last season for the Cougars, recorded 1 shutout last year against Rockford back on April the 18th. That effort against Rockford helped the Cougars earn a spot in the conference tournament later on last season. Made 48 total saves over the course of the year with a .774 save percentage. Pursuit might be tested once again here. Stopped nicely from Gio Velasquez. Cleared out. Called off sides, however, from Grady McClellan. McClellan, who played just 24 minutes in the first half today. Head coach Arango used all 9 of his subs in the first half, compared to what was utilized by Bob Carlson of the Carleton Knights, and where he used just 4 substitutes in the first half in Adden, Turner, Jones, and Flanagan. Great lead pass down the far side, however, too strong. Great pressure far side. Will allow the Cougars to advance the ball in some pretty deep parts of the Knights' territory. Overhead toss towards the middle of the field will be broken up and brought back the other way by Carleton. Full head of steam by Bo Shahidi. Back to Bo Shahidi over by the left wing, broken up quickly. Ball centered towards the middle. Trevor Jones kicks it over, far side wing, before being knocked out by Concordia Chicago. The Knights looking to pick up their first win of their season here in non-conference play. made the 7-hour trek here to River Forest, Illinois, very early on today. Nothing like spending your Sunday morning waking up at the break of dawn and making a 7-hour trek a couple states away, as that ball was nearly kicked all the way back to Minnesota, up and out of play. As pursuit will be granted a new ball for a clear out here. So the effects of bus lag possibly for this Carleton team certainly has not come into effect today. They have been a very energetic and physical bunch, especially defensively in that first half, that did not enable this Concordia Chicago team that was one of the better teams in their conference last year to not record a single shot on net in the first half. Quick entry pass there is broken up quickly from Gio Velasquez, who has been extremely physical this half to start off for the Cougars. Velasquez, the freshman at 6'1", 192. The midfielder who logged 24 minutes in the first half. Outside of Joseph Perez, I should say, the starting goaltender today for the Cougars, Michael Frank was the only other Cougars player to play every minute in the first half today. Free kick now put in place for Carleton. On the foul far side from the Cougars. Broken up beautifully after Justin Cromer of Carleton advanced the ball about as far as he could go. An even better defensive play by Graydon McLennan. McLennan, who is listed as a forward on this Concordia Chicago roster, has been utilized more of a midfielder today, as that corner kick nearly found the back left spot of the net. Set up beautifully from Jones in the corner. Henry Coling with the shot on net there out in front. Headbutt that is off the top of the crossbar on the goalpost above the net. Concordia Chicago trying to bring up their own offensive attack. It almost seems that the Cougars have just been gliding by in this one so far today. The Knights, at least to start this second half, have certainly brought all the energy that they have needed. Basu will clear it out, bringing it up close side to Austin Montejano. Quickly thrown onto the field of play and broken up nicely from Frank as he will advance it to Velasquez. Velasquez far side of Montejano. Middle of the field, far side, and the Cougars, as soon as they were starting to put something together, we'll watch the ball clear out of play. Close to 10 minutes have ticked by here in the second half today. Once again rolled out of play again. And if the Cougars will look to try and get something going here in the second half offensively, we'll have to try and dominate in Carleton's end as Ryan Kuhlman, Joel Diaz, Samuel Epperly, and some of the main forwards for this Cougars offense have barely got any touches close to the net so far today. Quickly broken up by Carleton. Cougars still fighting for it out front as this high kick will go wide and will end up out of the back line and back into the possession of the Cougars. First corner kick this half. Set up for Concordia Chicago. Oscar Montejano. And the close corner. Sends it away. As that one is rattled around and just missing. Falling inside the close right corner. As we nearly had our first goal trickle towards the back of the net today, and that almost feels like what this game might end up being. As it might be a last-second ricochet deflection. Could decide a late goal here in the second half today. Concordia Chicago bringing it back up the other way. As that'll be a hard tackle and a foul committed on Carleton. Free kick issued to Concordia Chicago with Nicholas Pursuit being able to clear the kick. Pursuit, a multi-sport athlete out of his high school at New Boston Huron in New Boston, Michigan. Of course, varsity soccer being a part of his bill, but on top of that, basketball and golf as well. For Pursuit also earned him All-State Honorable Mention in soccer. It was All-Region and All-District first-team selection as well, and not just soccer, but golf and basketball as well. Velasquez with a lead pass. That will be called offside inside of the goalie box. Excellent pass there from Velasquez, just unfortunately trickled too far away for Montejano on the close right side. Thomas getting ready to clear it out for the Knights. Cougars bringing it back up the other way, far side. Wings starting to push it towards midfield. Now working across. As Byron volleys it out in front, but into the hands of Thomas. As Julian Yanez nearly had an opportunity to headbutt that one in for the first tally in today's game. So Concordia Chicago has been able to conjure up in their first 15 minutes of action here in the second half. A couple of looks at the net on a couple of free kicks. The Knights now pushing it back up the other way. Far side of the field for De Cuna. Dacuna trying to center it out in front and is quickly batted out of play. Far side for the Knights, as every time they attempt to volley it out in front of the net, it gets kicked back in the opposite direction by Concordia Chicago. So the Cougars defense that was certainly put to the test in the first half hasn't felt the same type of pressure here in the second half as of yet. Second corner kick of the half for Carleton, and a headbutt towards the net. A second one will be swallowed up by Pursuit. He was in pursuit of that ball from start to finish and keeps the Knights off the scoreboard with 28 minutes left to go here in the second half. Velasquez with the touch pass back to Montejano. Montejano now close side to McClellan. Centering pass out in front of the net, finds its way through, but quickly gets shot back out by Henry Colling. And here comes Carleton with a head of speed as a deep kick towards the back of the net, just barely finds its way up and over the top of the goal for the fifth time this afternoon. Saw a goal similar to that occur earlier in the day today that was successful, that being for the Cougars earlier on in women's play earlier on today with Grace Godalski getting her first goal of the season. Right around the 30-yard marker, I was able to chip one in for the Cougars' only goal today earlier on for a women's play against the Lake Forest Foresters as they fell 3-1. Far side for Concordia Chicago, struggling to clear the ball out of their own end. Centered back over by Trevor Jones. Jones with the touch pass, as that is a cross-up, as the Knights were looking for a unnecessary tackle there on Montejano, and they might get one there. A hard tackle that will allow a free kick to occur. Not in an opportune spot. As this will be one of the best looks that Carleton will have all day. So a penalty kick, the first of the game today. Marco De Cahuna with the kick, and that will be the first tally as Pursuit was unable to guess right in that sequence. And Marco Da Cahuna will give the first tally to the Carleton Knights today. So it took until the 25:42 mark of the second half for a goal to be scored of the penalty kick variety. A gift-wrapped goal for the visiting Knights. A lot of time left. For the Cougars to try and piece something together here. Now they're on the offensive attack, coming back the other way. The goal scored by De Kahuna. His second goal of the year. Both goals scored for Carleton this year have been off of him. Good lead pass from Gio Velasquez, far side. Yanez trying to figure his way out. Through two defenders, he does. Centering pass broke up. Kick is cleared out, the headbutt to the left of the net. Frank trying to set up. Matahano out in front of the net. Thomas with a far clear. Gobbled up by Byron. Back over to Pursuit. Cougars with 3 shots here in the second half. Only 1 on net today. Possession will stay with Concordia Chicago. Cougars will try to work the middle of the field. Dangled around by Velasquez before being sent right back. Montejano now trying to get his opportunity to try and create something for Concordia Chicago. He cannot. Far side for Concordia Chicago once again. Carleton has been very aggressive this afternoon defensively as that attempted headbutt from Montejano once again goes far right. Cougars, as always, getting great support here at Concordia Stadium today. Corner kick now in action for Montejano. Out in front of the net, and that is blocked by Thomas. Off the hands, the kick back towards the net, and that'll be gobbled up by Thomas. That was most definitely the closest opportunity that Concordia Chicago has had to scoring today. As Graydon McClellan was as close as you could be to Thomas. was almost very similar to the goal that Joel Diaz had back on Wednesday, where he was able to squeak one through the wickets of the Elmhurst goaltender. McClellan, unfortunately, did not have the same luck. If the Cougars are able to come back and are victorious today, we'll have to try and stop this push here from the Knights. First to do that as Cromer, close corner, will try and center it. Stays in the field to play the headbutt. That was a wide open opportunity for the Knights that could have put this game away with one fail kick into the back of the net as it went up and over the goalpost. And now keep the Cougars within striking distance for the time being. Going back on the prior point, if the Cougars are able to come back and find a way into the victory column today, they will have already surpassed their win total from last season. Cougars trying to rebound from a 1-8-1 season last year, after having a very strong 2019 campaign that had them qualify for the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference Tournament. Cougars looking to keep their record spotless here to start 2021. Thomas getting ready to clear once again for the Knights. He's had just one shot on goal all day to contest. Through over 65 minutes of action today. Great lead pass that is knocked down by Pursuit. Excellent chance there for the Knights on the lead touch from Ben Turner. Cougars trying to come back on their own offensive attack, far side. Trying to center it towards the middle of the field. And out of play. Talking about Carleton College. Getting their first taste of a soccer season since 2019. As due to many schools in 2020 unable to participate due to COVID-19. Carleton looking to post their second winning season in a row after having a winning campaign under Carlson in 2019. Knights pushing back the other way, far side. Volleyed out in front, and Pursuit knocks it away. Knights keep in front of it and just missing the top right corner of the net. So Pursuit using his entire 6'2" frame to get up and stop that shot, his third stopped shot here of the second half. Ben Turner of Carleton had an excellent opportunity there to try and double the lead for the Knights. Couple substitutions made. Once again, head coach Bob Carlson of these Carleton Knights only running with 4 substitutes here in the second half up to this point. As a great lead pass that will now be called offsides as that kick is waved off. Up and out of play from Garrett Pointer. Thomas taking time to set up as time quickly winds down. Now under 15 minutes to go here in half number 2. A bad clear from the Carleton goaltender as here comes the Cougars back the other way. Trying to set something up far side. As the pass intended for Pointer got away from the Cougar forward. Broken out by the Knights defense. Gio Velasquez in the middle of the action. The talented young freshman. Far side for the Cougars trying to break towards the middle of the field. Kick over the middle. And a headbutt that cannot be converted by Caleb Price. Price had an opportunity to try and steer that one towards Thomas's direction. He could not. Ball moved over close side to Michael Frank. Frank, who has played every second of this game here today, did so, including overtime, back on Wednesday against the Elmhurst Blue Jays. As a tough headbutt collision there, far side. We'll go back to the Cougars now under 13 minutes to try and find the equalizer. Cougars getting ready to inbound. Trying to find the correct formation here. As one defender stays back at midfield for Concordia Chicago. And that's exactly where we'll go, behind midfield. As Tony Ayton, as this one squibs away from Thomas before being eventually swallowed up. And you can see the visible frustration there from Oscar Montejano. As that one skips away again from Thomas before Montejano falls to the playing surface. A clean tackle there for Montejano nearly gave Concordia Chicago a wide open scoring opportunity. Cougars have had their opportunities, more specifically here in the second half. For those just tuning in, a penalty kick converted by Marco Dacuna. earlier on in this second half, has been the only goal scored here today so far. Cougars look to continue to apply the pressure. Their time of possession here in this second half has certainly been increased compared to what they brought in the first half today. However, still nothing to show for it as a collision between Thomas and the clear. By Colling. Knights with their first opportunity to inbound in quite some time, as the Cougars spent the last 5 minutes down on the defensive end of Carleton. Cromer sends it back before clearing it in. Does Colin Kroll, the sophomore defenseman. Knights trying to create a scoring opportunity here. Stopped quickly by the Cougars. An excellent clear and nearly a breakaway opportunity for Dominic Christensen. Price trying to track this one down close side corner. He does. Volleys it towards the front of the net. Foul called right outside of the penalty box. That will issue the ball back to the Knights with right around 8 minutes to go here in the second half today. Carleton looking for their first win in 2021, their first win in over 2 years. Last time their program won a soccer game was back on November the 2nd of 2019. Of course, due to the COVID year of 2020 not allowing Carleton College to participate in their soccer season. Ball moved around back to Byron. So he'll now bring it up far side. Oscar Montejano in the middle. It's broken up by two Knights defenders and somehow stays with it. Volley towards the front of the net. Frank trying to break this one up. Fighting for and staying with it is Atan. Close side to Cromer, who now advances for the Knights. Finds a leading pass that is quickly broken up. Concordia Chicago attempts to clear. The Knights keep it. A lot of contact close side on Dominic Christensen, who is visibly displaying his frustration after he ran into somebody just a tad bit larger than him. Trevor Jones at 5'11", getting into a scrum with Christensen at 5'5", 135. Foul was called close side, and that will enable a free kick, the third of this half. For Trevor Jones and the Knights. Knocked down in front from the Cougars as they will attempt to bring this one back the other way. Far side comes Carleton. Plenty of fouls have been committed so far here today. 8 for Concordia Chicago and 9 for the Carleton Knights. However, the biggest foul coming earlier on in this half that enabled the only penalty kick that has been the difference maker up to this point. Price tries working it back towards the middle and is quickly broken up by Cromer. And now the Knights with a full head of steam try to create something with under 4 minutes left to play here in half number 2. Cromer once again trying to initiate the offense. Right around midfield. Kroll keeps the ball in play for Aton. Aton back behind the net. Is that centering kick? Not on line once again. Another ball that sails up and out of play, out of the grasp of pursuit. The 5th ball this afternoon that is raised over the top crossbar. Pass far side clips the back of the leg of Montahana before coming back the other way for the Knights. Centering pass is knocked down. And offsides will be called on the Knights. Cougars with about 2 minutes to try and conjure up some last-second offense. They did that just a couple days ago. As Diaz called for the foul for Concordia Chicago. Frustration starting to mount for the Cougars here in their home opener today. Deep kick down into the end and finds the hands of Alexi Thomas. Thomas will try and direct traffic and knock time off the game clock as much as he can before clearing this one. Stays in the field of play for Aton. Over the middle of the field. And coming back close side for Cromer. 1 minute left to go here in the second half today at Concordia Stadium. The Cougars, who have only been able to put 2 shots on goal after putting up 4 shots on goal. And their first win of the season back on Wednesday. will have to get the ball back in their possession, make a late life push to try and find an equalizer late in this game today as Aton tries to single-handedly break the Cougars defense, and he cannot do so. Cougars can't clear, however, as Carleton, as they've done all day long, have applied a lot of physicality and pressure to Concordia Chicago. Matahano with a desperate quick heave with 5 seconds left. Pointer trying to find the wickets on it, and he cannot produce a last-second shot as Matahano sees his last-second effort sail above the left goalpost, and that will do it here today from Concordia Stadium as the visiting Carleton Knights make their 7-hour drive here to River Forest, Illinois, and capture their first win of their 2021 season as they shut out the Concordia Chicago Cougars 1-0 here today, thanks to a second half PK opportunity that was cashed in by Marco De Cahuna. And that will do it as the Cougars in their first home game here of 2021 are shut out 1-0. And that will do it here today from Concordia Stadium for this Sunday afternoon of Division III University of Concordia Chicago soccer.